legislature. So petty political scoring and criticizing, especially the legislative sector. Unfortunately, we are actually not positioning ourselves. I agree with you. Capacity and development of members is important because as we exit, we don't want to have members, we must be able to have members to come and plow back while they're not members. I was telling to some members that I want to make an example about Dr. Mankezi Tlhaka,
Honorable
who was
Rosho, you are
empowered
left
by
with
this
2 minutes.
legislature. Noted Deputy Speaker, who was empowered by this legislature. Today we are able to rely on her about the whippery because she has done well in the National Assembly, being a whip of the Department of Agriculture. And that's what we want. We want to take pride to members of the legislature as and when you exit the system. At least we know that we can rely on any of you to source solace, to source and a wisdom from you. So as this legislature, Madam Speaker, I think we must appreciate the work that you have done. You have laid the foundation. You are bedrock in going to the 7th administration. And I think with the secretary that we have, we are very confident that we will be able to take the legislature forward. Let me take this time, as the African National Congress, we support the budget presented by the Speaker, Simbonisa Masole, for the first time. And will advance to work with all the members of the legislature. That is why today we have 2 committees that are being headed by the members of the opposition, because we are a multi-party legislature. We want to ensure that we work together, we galvanize the representation of public representatives, and we want to ensure that all of us play an equal role in representing our parties. That is why today, even parties that are small parties, as the ANC, we have donated 1 minute to them so they are able to express a voice in this legislature. Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Rosho. Thank you very much, Honorable Rosho. I will now call Honorable Desbo, the Speaker of Legislature. You have 8 minutes.
Deputy Speaker and honorable guests, Manzwale Khotla Mantle. And you know, I want to thank the African National Congress. You don't know the good work that we have done by pairing me with the Chief Whip. We want to ensure that we make sure that the people of the Northwest pride themselves with the legislature that they have. We want to make sure that the people of the Northwest must know that their future and their hope lies with the legislature. So the Chief Whip have said it all. And we dare not fail the people of the Northwest. And I appreciate all the input by the members of the House. And we will ensure at this legislature that we make sure that all the issues that have been raised are being corrected. In my speech, a number of issues I've raised them. For an example, the issue of petitions. We haven't been doing well. It can't be correct that members of the public give us petitions, we stay forever, they don't have a response. When I started with you, honorable members, I said my door is open every day to everybody. As a speaker, I know I must be a speaker to everybody, not a speaker to the political party that deploy me. I've said to political parties, you all come with your manifesto, you all come with your political mandate, but is the people of the Northwest. We owe it to them. And we are going to make sure as this legislature, no party will feel smaller than any other party. No party is going to feel like a big brother to the others. For the sake of the people of the Northwest, we will make sure that that thing doesn't happen. And I'm not apologetic, Deputy Speaker. I can't lead a legislature, I have no school, unfortunately. I'm a scholar myself. I'm a student myself. I make sure that I go to school, and I'll make sure that the people that I'm leading also they prepare and go to school, so that when we make policy in this house, the policies people really saw that these people are professional beside being politician. You must be able to add value to your community after. There is life after politics. How do you add value? When you came to, now I appreciate this legislature. I came here being a teacher with my honors. I'm going to leave this legislature being a doctor. I can't be selfish and leave others behind. That's why we are very clear at this legislature. We are all going to ensure that we go and study. Honorable Van Hazen, I'm apologizing for that by now. We will correct it, that your check is being corrected. We are not going to do that to you, because nobody is better than the other. We are all equal in this house. We'll appreciate that when there are issues like the chief whip have said at this legislature, people must ask themselves a question: is that legislature of one party or of different party? We will robustly engage ESCO, but with respect. And ESCO will respect the portfolio committee. No MEC will feel threatened and afraid to come to a portfolio committee. They will want to come and report to the chairperson of the portfolio committee, because there is a mutual understanding and respect between the two. So as the legislature deputy speaker, will ensure that all who do the wrong things, they will meet the might of the law. Unfortunately, even if I can love you so much, but if you do wrong things, we are not going to be apologetic on making sure that we hold you accountable. We are trying our best to be a clean legislature in terms of audit. We understand, sometimes I say to people, motho o na le madi a mantsi a boitshega, maro ha o bone gore o etsang ka ona madi ao. Later, you don't see anything. Sometimes small money doesn't mean that you can't reach what you have. Proper planning. If you don't plan properly, we will continue to engage the MEC of Finance in terms of the shortage that we have as a legislature. But we must do the best with the little that we have, so that we serve our people at the end of the day. Honorable members, I appreciate all who have contributed in this budget vote. We will ensure that continuously we engage. We will ensure that we take the people of the Northwest first as the legislature of the Northwest. I thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Moono. Thank you, honorable members. Members, I will now read the roll call in terms of Rule 245, subsection 1 of the standing rules to determine the quorum. Honorable Babuile.
Present.
Honorable Bokhatu.
Ke teng and ga ke ikamanye.
Honorable Botswe. Honorable Tabampe.
Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Danji. Honorable Dial. Honorable Dikolomela.
Present, yes.
Honorable Groenewald.
Present, thank you, Deputy.
Honorable Khoza Mie. Honorable Kuno.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Lehare.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Nkopane.
Ke teng Motlatsa Musa Khotla.
Honorable Makgakgane.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Maile.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Makgowa.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mangope. Honorable Mati.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mudise.
Ke teng Motlatsa Musa Khotla.
Honorable Moema.
Present, Deputy Chair.
Honorable Mohono.
Ke teng Motlatsa Musa Khotla.
Honorable Mokhosi.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mukua.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Murweng.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mulapisi.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Musenuchi.
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mutsumi. Honorable Khosho,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Sambata,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Sebeko,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Sonakile,
Keten Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Sonti,
Ndikhona Sekela Somlomo.
Honorable Steenkamp,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Stale,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Thapi,
Deputy Speaker Kiteng.
Honorable Tsolo,
Present Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Van Heijsteen,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Wolwon,
Present Deputy Speaker, thank you.
Honorable Williams, Honorable members, I've satisfied myself with that the House is in majority to adopt the budget program by program. Program 1, the administration, 261,916,000 rands. Does the House adopt program 1 budget?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, honorable members. The Northwest Provincial Legislature Budget Vote 2 2024-2025 total is 502,332,000 rand is now adopted. Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, I will now call the MEC for Public Works Roads, Honorable Mukua, to come and present the department budget speech, vote 11.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I would like to start with forwarding my greetings and my gratitude to the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature, Honorable Desbomo Hono, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Sepo Koza, Premier of the Northwest Province, Honorable Lazarus Mukosi, Chief Whip, Honorable Zipora Khosho, Honorable members of the Northwest Legislature, members of the Executive Council, representative of the Northwest House of Traditional and Khoisan leaders, leaders of political parties, leaders of the labor movement, head of Department of Public Works, Moskanzi, leadership of our client departments in the province, senior and middle management of the department present in the House, external secondary stakeholders present, people of the Northwest Province following us on various media platforms, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable members, distinguished guests, and people of the Northwest, the marching orders of the 7th administration have been pronounced by the President and subsequently by the Premier of the province, Honorable Lazarus Mukosi, yesterday. There is absolutely no doubt these have placed in the National Department of Public Works and Infrastructure as well as roads, and equally so the Provincial Department of Public Works and Roads at the center to catapult the ideas of the new administration to even greater heights. Our constitutional mandate as an infrastructure delivery arm of government has never been so further enhanced. It resembles the pillars of the strength upon which the new dispensation anchors for the next 5 years. Infrastructure serves as the foundation of a nation's economy as it provides the necessary physical and social systems for sustained growth and development. Through the infrastructure networks, Honorable Speaker, we can improve productivity, attract investment, enhance overall well-being of the people of this province. Critical in these areas is the provincial road network, surfaced and gravelled, in which remains our responsibility to construct and maintain. For the benefit of this August House, the new marching orders, which are strategic priorities of our national government of national unity, are as follows: to drive inclusive economic growth and job creation, which is at the center of the work in the new government at the top of national agenda, to reduce poverty and to tackle the high cost of living, and to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state. These three strategic priorities, as elevated by the President Cyril Ramaphosa, the President of the country, during the opening of Parliament on Thursday, find expression in the National Development Plan Vision 2030. Honorable members, may I say this up front: I have and will continue to commit every possible working second to make this department work toward fulfilling, realizing, and the priorities of the 7th administration, but above all, to make the department one of which the Northwest can be proud of, and which delivers the services that the Constitution demands of it. Honorable Speaker, I have made formal engagement with senior management and middle managers of the department, with more still planned in the coming weeks. The consensus from this engagement was that transparency, commitment will be central henceforth to guide our daily operations. This is critical so that we can build the public trust that hold us accountable to deliver on the marching orders during this incredible 5-year journey ahead. A journey that Public Works and Roads will embark on is to turn the Northwest Province into a construction site. Ka mafoko a mangwe, re tle go tsamaisa programo ya thuntsa lerole beke le beke go serve the community of the province. And to drive the infrastructure-led economic growth that will stimulate job creation through our various departments' core business. That includes, without fail, even the deepest rural areas where, more often than not, communities often feel forgotten, forsaken, and are made to believe that government only cares or remembers them during the election seasons for votes and nothing else but votes. That has to be corrected, and as the President has said in his address, we will support the growth of rural enterprises and must invest in public infrastructure in underserviced areas. We will take economic activities to where most of our people live so that jobs can be created. The Provincial Exco resolved back in 2023 already, after the matter was tabled in the year 2020, that infrastructure-related activities and programs in the province resides with the Public Works, including the human capital. To this end, I will be engaging my counterparts in this August House to ensure that all infrastructure-related functions residing in the respective departments migrate back to the Department of Public Works. This will be done to ensure Public Works and Roads becomes a preferred implementing agent of all infrastructure in the province. In assisting us to reclaim our full mandate, this province can leverage on that to deliver integrated infrastructure more efficiently, effectively, even with better coordination, with a vast, impactful, and visible footprint. There can be no other infrastructure delivery arm to government other than Department of Public Works and Roads. Therefore, it is in a perfect order for us to make a clarion call on this House, August House, to reclaim our full mandate in line with the Constitution of the Republic. Before I proceed further, may I dive into our allocation for the current financial year, which is 4,032,198,000 rand. Honorable Speaker, austerity measures across all government departments are bound to affect our job creation targets and implementation of projects across all the programs. Subsequent to that, the department experienced a budget cut of 54 million across various programs. This was made up of 100 million of equitable share, 54.5 million of conditional grants. And therefore, the budget allocation as we envisage it in the side of the administration is 283,830,000. Public works infrastructure, 1,072,913,000. Program 3 transport infrastructure, 3,396,404,000. Community-based program, 287,037,000. You all know and agree that the money always follow the programs. The total, therefore, being 4,030,190,000 rand. This was exacerbated by a budget reduction of 75 million for this 2024-25 financial year. However, despite all these cuts, we are still determined to put all hands on the deck and to do more with less to deliver on our mandate and the three key priorities in the coming 5 years. While we are determined to turn the province into a construction site, we must also address the emerging challenges that impede the implementation of our goals. And these impediments are as follows. The emerging trend of the country, in the country and our province of construction mafias that is hell-bent on extortion, disruption, hijacking of construction site and project. They often come under the disguise of community stakeholders demanding the 30% stake of value of project awarded to contractors. This has resulted in some projects we have awarded either being stopped, delayed, or not being completed on time and within the allocated budget. Some of the projects had to be abandoned by contractors fearing for their lives. The department is working very closely with the law enforcement agencies to bring an end to the scourge of disruptions at construction sites, including also opening criminal cases against such groups of people who often march on government offices during working hours, intimidating officials, demanding tenders. Lawlessness will not be tolerated, and we must seize the moment to end violence, intimidation, and extortion in the construction site. Honorable Speaker, arrest. Honorable Speaker, indeed, this for us is going to be a challenging journey, but rest assured will not compromise service delivery to our people. The allocated budget to us will be spent towards implementing a new and improving our existing public works infrastructure, as in roads and buildings, creating work opportunities by leading and coordinating phase 5 of the expanded EPWP, building our capacity to facilitate skills development and building capable and ethical developmental state. Honorable members, you must realize that I'm emphasizing building a capable, ethical, developmental state. The need to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state cannot be overemphasized. I am pleased to announce that the department will ensure that we attract into our state machinery skilled human capital required for this 7th administration to achieve its priorities of the people of our province and the country as a whole. The moment has indeed arrived to reinforce the public service with people of integrity, to turn the tide on corruption, dishonesty in the administration state. 80 critical vacant posts were filled during 2023-24 financial year, focusing mainly on technical sector of the department. We are deliberate in this. We are now in the process of filling 5 vacant key strategic management posts which have been vacated recently, subject to budget availability and in view also of the massive budget cuts I mentioned earlier above. The department finalized the plans to fill 221 prioritized critical vacant positions to further strengthen the technical skills of our department to deliver on our core mandate. We do, however, have a very successful candidacy program running in various fields of the built environment. Of the 22 candidates currently on this program, 9 are females. The challenge remains our ability to retain these candidates once they attain their professional registration. This is due to structural and financial constraints as government struggle to compete with the private sector. The department is working on reviewing its retention strategy. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, it remains our quest to attract more women on these particular programs in order to reduce male dominance in the sector. The budget allocated for this program for the current financial year 2024-25 will contribute towards fulfilling government priorities mentioned earlier. The priorities that resonate with the people of our province also. We are therefore called upon to put shoulder to wheel and put our differences aside, as the Honorable Chief Whip have said, and unite to turn our province and the country into a construction site during the 7th administration. The department will, in this financial year, focus our efforts on ensuring that we finalize the processes of appointing contractors for the following projects as we hit the ground running. Refurbishment of the Teresa House, which is a heritage site, security upgrade of Old Parliament Complex in Mahikeng, renovations of the traditional council chamber at Old Parliament Complex in Mahikeng, construction of new offices for Vryburg Sub-District in Dr. Ruth Sekgomozi Mompati. This facility will be a multi-tenant office park that will accommodate both the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management, as well as the Departments of Public Works and Roads. Furthermore, in an attempt to reduce our lease portfolio dependency on rental units for our office use, the department has also advertised for procurement for consultants for the design of Mabatu Office Park. This is aimed at accommodating various departments scattered in other offices accommodation space in and around our capital city. This will further address the challenge of congestion of government employees at Haruna Building and those housed in inhabitable leased buildings. We will also finalize the procurement of the design and build of Exco Conference Central at Embassy in Mahikeng. The purpose of this facility is to ensure uninterrupted governance and oversight function of provincial government. With reference to the major or apex project for clients' departments, the department in turning the province into a construction site will be focusing our efforts in completing the following project in the 2024-2025 financial year. 6 schools with the combined contract value of 450 million. These are project plans in all our districts. 2 libraries to the combined contract value of 29 million. Bahurutsi Baha Shuping traditional office to the contract value of more than 25 million. The department has registered a significant progress in creating and maintaining a credible immovable asset register for the provincial government. That explains why, Honorable Deputy Speaker, this key function has constantly received unqualified audit opinion that is on an immovable asset, which includes land and buildings. We want to digitize this register so that we can enhance our verification and be fully accountable. In the 2023-24 financial year, the department was able to pay in total 374 million to 18 local municipalities for provincial owned properties. For the 2023-2024 financial year, we have been allocated 400 million. The urgent need to ramp up maintenance and utilization of the state properties portfolio cannot be overemphasized. The leasing portfolio has grown over the years in the past due to lack of availability of social government-owned properties. Suitable government-owned properties. This has resulted in client departments increasingly opting for leased properties for offices, accommodation, often at an exorbitant rental and in inhabitable spaces. This is one area the new Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure cautioned us about during his budget speech policy when he said, and I open quote, "I want to see the government departments leasing government buildings on those in nice areas with sea views. We must use our buildings to lead inner cities." In other words, we must stop these lavish rental offices and make sure that we use affordable rental houses. And I think we concur fully with that particular view. That is an ideal situation. Yes, we also will strive to achieve mindful, however, of the unique challenges with our province being largely rural. To this end, with regards to provincial office accommodation across the province, the department is working towards the acquisition of more office space to address pressure borne by client departments due to lack of qualifying office accommodation. We have issued more than 30 letters of intent to recommended bidders for leased accommodation in all districts of the province to comply with occupational health and safety issues prior to finalization of the awarded tenders. As we are all aware, the current seats at the legislature have increased, and I think the speaker has alluded to this, from 33 to 38 members. As a result of this increase, the department had to move swiftly and to provide additional residential accommodation to all members. Currently, the department has sourced external accommodation for a period of 12 months. However, plans are in place to construct 7 additional residences within the Lower Parliamentary Village here in Mahikeng. Planning for construction is underway. EXCO approved the disposal of 476 properties in 2021. At least 111 sale agreements were signed and 26 have been transferred. The disposal target 2024-25 is 20 properties to be transferred. The slow pace of the disposal is attributed largely to, amongst other things, high rental areas owed to government by some of the occupants. Thus far, the department has appointed a firm of attorneys to attend to the applications of eviction court orders against identified tenants who were previously given 90 days in writing to settle their accounts but still failed to comply. In addition to these 476 properties, the department has also 143 confirmed vacant residential stands identified for disposal through open market in the 4 districts of the province. This is meant to maximize our revenue collection, derive value of the effective management of this portfolio, and empowerment of previously disadvantaged individuals. Honorable members, we have rationalized schools, decommissioned health facilities, dilapidated buildings, and vacant stands across the province. We are considering giving caretakership agreements for some of these assets to non-profit organizations who can put them to use to a better use while we are still working on a permanent solution. This will also provide an opportunity for members of the public to express interest in terms of proposed disposal of buildings which don't contribute to service delivery. The disposal of these non-core assets will alleviate the burden from the Department of Property Rates, Maintenance, and Unwarranted Ownership Challenges. We have been called upon to work to engender a culture of maintenance of public infrastructure and dedicated resources, established system to ensure this. As mentioned earlier, the entire government has been affected by budget cuts. Given these constraints and the speed at which our roads infrastructure is deteriorating, the department has decided to put more focus on maintenance projects, including farming and rural roads, with added priority of intervention in the Moses Kotane local municipality in Bujanala. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the roads infrastructure and I think budget allocation for maintenance, resealing, rehabilitation, bridges also is at 1,962 billion for the current financial year. 305 million is allocated for the provincial equitable shares for roads upgrades of road from gravel to tar. This amount is insufficient as only between 42 kilometers and 45 kilometers can be done with this amount. Yet, the province still has 14,700 kilometers to deal with. An additional amount of 70 million has been allocated and set aside specifically for the reseal, pothole patching, and provincial and municipal roads, as well as the resuscitation of existing laboratories across our districts. In this address yesterday, the Premier lamented the state of the road infrastructure in our parks, yet those roads are our key economic drivers of tourism. We have set aside 20 million from the equitable share budget to develop a road master plan for all parks in the province. The plan will address road leading to and within the parks. Once the road master plan is finalized, it is expected to... Honorable members. It is expected to assist, thank you very much. It is expected to assist the leadership park and tourism sectors to raise funds for the construction of the said road networks. A consultant has been appointed in this regard, and we are pleased with the progress registered in this regard. For the maintenance and rehabilitation of provincial roads, the department was allocated an amount of 1,567 billion from the provincial road maintenance grant, within a 20.6 million integrated grant allocated to EPWP for road maintenance. This allocation includes a special distribution of 181 million designated for the Welisizwe Rural Bridge Program. This program is championed jointly by National Department of Public Works and Infrastructure and fully executed by the SANDF. This program seeks to address and repair dilapidated bridges structures across our province which pose a threat to communities across that are crossing rivers to access state domestic facilities such as schools and health facilities. In the 2024-25 financial year, we have prioritized the resealing of 8 key critical roads strategically selected across our districts, with 2 roads per district. The initiative is crucial in not only maintaining but also enhancing durability and safety of our surface roads, ensuring they meet the needs of our communities and support economic growth. The following have been structured as follows. In Bujanala, patchwork spray and reseal of road PU51 from Barsiba to intersection of roads 510, which is in total 17.5 kilometers. Patchfork spray light rehabilitation of road D681 from Brad's Okasi to intersection road 2341, which is in total 10 kilometers. In Dr. RSM, the same process, which will be dealt with road R25/1 from Kapeng, intersection of road R506, the total of 14.7 kilometers. Also P68/2 from Tosca to Jackalsport, a total of 11.5 kilometers. In Dr. KK, the same process for P23/2 from Okni towards Leodorongstad, which is in a total of 15 kilometers. P81/1 in Potchefstroom from Meyer Street towards Ouderdorp, which is D1208 from P89/1, which is in a total of 7.8 kilometers. In Ngakamudiri Mulema, it is P40/1 Mahikeng from N18 to road PR49 Zirast, a total of 6.1 kilometers. Road P71/10 Mahikeng CBD to Lokakane River Crossing road D420 from intersection, which is in a total of 8.3 kilometers. An additional amount of 40 million is set aside for the procurement of cold asphalt to be supplied to local municipalities in aid of the war on potholes, in order to provide support in the spirit of the DDM. The department has made major strides in the procurement of infrastructure projects in the past financial year. The department advertised and awarded 14 capital road infrastructure projects with a total value of 1,395,000,000 rands. This is comprised of 1 major rehabilitation and 13 special maintenance projects. These include, among others, these key strategic linking roads: P13 from Wolmaranstad to Wesselsbron, a total of 301 million, D109 Betani, and D519, and P15/1, road R511, a total of 106 million, P531, R510, Mukhwase, approximately 19 kilometers, a budget allocation of 89 million. Special maintenance of roads P23/1 and from Swazireneke to Wolmaranstad, a total of 20 kilometers, 204 million. Special maintenance road of P34/4 from Delavreyville to Swazireneke, approximately 15 kilometers, a budget allocation of 175 million. Special maintenance of P2/4 from Majakaneng to Hartebees, a total of 15 kilometers, 99 million. In the 2024-25 financial year, the department will focus on the following upgrading: from gravel to surface. 3 of the above-mentioned projects will be implemented through labor-intensive method by including block paving in order to maximize our job creation efforts. Upgrading road D2279 from Dinokana to intersection of P48/1, a total of 13 kilometers. Also, road Z473 from D3545 to D1 in Ditakong, 4.4 kilometers. Road D939 from Wefontein to Lombardslaagte, which will be a phase 1. Upgrading also of the road D10 from Taung through Chokwanyani, Mudimung, which is in total of 14.7 kilometers. The department is pleased to announce that the Nelson Mandela Drive in Mafikeng has been officially handed over and open for traffic, which is the only remaining. The project that is still to continue in that particular road is the auxiliary works that are meant to beautify the town and increase mobility on the road. The department is currently working on the design for the phase 2 of the project to the tune of 100 million and will include the widening of the Denville Bridge. We can further announce that the following major capital project will be completed in the current 24-25 financial year. Rehabilitation of P117/1 Ottosdal, P13/2 to Hartbeespoort, which is a total of 16 kilometers, and the P117/1 from Ottosdal to Delareyville, which will also be a phase 2, a total of 17 kilometers. Rehabilitation and upgrading of road Z431 from end of Tar to Khora entrance and upgrading of Khora Training Center internal road. Special maintenance of road P34/5/5 R506 from Swans-Reneke to Christiana, which will also be a phase 2, which is in total 30 kilometers. Upgrading of road D201 as well as appurtenant works, from which means the linked road from Pampierstad to Matlapaneng, phase 1, which is in a total of 24 kilometers. Upgrading of the D639 from Moretele to Gahababedi, which will also be a phase 3, a total of 8 kilometers. The department would like to also report on the satisfactory performance of our ongoing multi-year functional project. The rehabilitation will be of P31/1 from Gauteng border to road P1323, approximately 22 kilometers, sector, which is section 1, 2, and 3, as well as appurtenant works, including bridge construction and bridge repairs. Physical progress is currently at 42%. Upgrading from gravel to surface standard of road D514, Z561, D503, and D501 from Ramokokas start to Morogong via Pailkop access approximately 21 kilometers, including a water crossing bridge, which is currently, the physical progress is at 24%. Rehabilitation of road D933 and road D2095 from Lichtenberg to Gelekspan, phase 2, which is now a phase 2, approximately 17.4 kilometers of road D933, which is a total of 88.4 kilometers of road D2095, special maintenance of deviation roads. Physical progress currently is at 25%. As pronounced in the past financial year, the department has appointed consultants for the planning and designing of the upgrading of strategic gravel roads, and that work is at various stages. The upgrading from gravel to surface standard of road D2215 and D2280 from D408 Botsalano through villages Madutle, Motlhase, and Dinukana, approximately 20 kilometers. Upgrading of gravel roads also from of the road D506, Z559, D332, Dwarsberg to Paxcry, and a tar of approximately 49 kilometers. Upgrading of the gravel from gravel to surface standard of road P23/3, R504 from Amalia to Myra of approximately 32 kilometers. Upgrading from gravel to surface standard of road Z454 from Lutlakani D41 to Mancha D43, approximately 12 kilometers. Upgrading from gravel to surface standard road Z546 from P48/1 at in Burakanelo to Begersfontein 224/1, upgrading from gravel to surface standard of road P51/2 and D56 between Sesobe and Brakgate. Upgrading from gravel to surface standard road of P51/2 from Makweling to road D54 through the village of Kwa Masukalani and Siga, approximately 23 kilometers, upgrading from gravel to surface standard of road D5111 from Likotung P50/1 through the village of Mahong to Camille Bom D531, approximately 27 kilometers, and also road Z546 from P48/1 in Borakalalo through Nyetse to Bersfontein 224/1, approximately 12 kilometers. In order to relieve the department of the burden of maintaining roads after currently experiencing budget cuts and capacity constraints, EXCO through the Department of Public Works has approved 8 roads in the province with a total length of 136.30 kilometers that have been handed over to the SANRAL, and the roads are stipulated as follows: P71/10 Mahikeng to Vryburg, which is a total of 7.8 kilometers, and also 4.52 kilometers between Mahikeng and Shepherd Street to Zeerust, and also P4/2 and P71/8 Vryburg to Mahikeng, which is a total of 2.14 kilometers, Matlosana P32/1 Klerksdorp, Chris Hani to Ventersdorp, which is in a total of 15.30 kilometers, JB Max P20/20/4 and 20/5 from Louis Granje to Ventersdorp, the Paris line, which is in a total of 5.47 kilometers, and also P89/1 and P89/2, which is a total of 8.59 kilometers, Ramotsiri Muilwa, P48/1, Velbedacht and 4 to Swartkopfontein, when you go to Botswana border, which is a total of 75.8 kilometers, Rustenburg P11/1, Puken to Sun City, which is a total of 18.02 kilometers. Over and above this, given the rising cost of constructing new roads, the department has plans to investigate and pilot an alternative road construction method, which is called nanotechnology, in partnership with the National Department of Public Works. The budget for this program will be spent towards creating work opportunities by leading and coordinating expanded public work programs in the province. This will be done through providing policy and sector oversight, building state capacity to facilitate skills development and strengthen the skill pipeline, as well as to provide support to priority public infrastructure projects. Government has developed a recruitment guidelines for EPWP, which we have also adhered to. However, in my interactions with my senior management of the department, I have already tasked them to seriously rethink the current recruitment methodology of the EPWP. Same applies also to the monitoring of the performance and the mechanism in place of these beneficiaries once they are deployed in various sites. This may be an opportune moment to start to consider a reimagined EPWP that is skilled outcomes based, and which will lead to this province climbing up the opportunity ladder rather than beneficiaries being stuck in the EPWP and to live in a form which they were adopted. You can clap hands, honorable members. The department will drive an inclusive growth and job creation through the expanded Public Works program, expecting to create at least 15,800 work opportunities by the end of the financial year. Included in the above will be designated groups to push back the frontiers of poverty and tackle the high cost of living, especially amongst rural communities. The program seeks to impact lives and livelihood by empowering 8,400 women in the road infrastructure sector. Thank you for clapping your hands. 1,080 women will be targeted in the public works infrastructure, and a further 80 people living with disability in the roads infrastructure sector, and 36 in the public works infrastructure. Young people will comprise of 7,990 of these recruited in the roads and public works infrastructure sectors especially, because the Premier was saying if you don't talk of the young people, you are not talking to him. So we are talking to you, Premier. We will ensure beneficiaries, Honorable Premier, we will ensure beneficiaries exit the EPW program after 24 months period with acquired skills, as is a priority of the recently
Honorable
launched.
Mukua, you are left with 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Okay. We are pleased to announce the exit of the Vukupile Contractor Development Program of 64 Vukupile contracts who have stayed as a result of dispute dating back to 2014. We have ensured that these contractors exit the program at higher CIDB grading levels, both on roads and public construction. The new intake in 160 Vukupile contractors will comprise of 60% women, 60%, which women will be 55%, youth will be 2%, and people with disability will be at 2%, including also the veterans. We will incubate these emerging contractors in public works, infrastructure, and roads for the next 3 years. We also plan to resuscitate all 16 bricks making plants on a phase-in approach to ensure that these plants are fully operational. We also want to turn the plants into manufacturing plants, not only of bricks, but use as sites to asphalt production and other products required in the construction sector. This will in turn ensure that beneficiaries gain the requisite skills in the sector. In conclusion, I would really want to appreciate the trust that was afforded to me in serving in this particular portfolio. I want to thank the Lord Almighty, and I say to him, Ebenezer. I want to thank and appreciate my father, my siblings, and my dear husband, who are also in the gallery. And to my late mother, I say, continue to rest in peace. And to the trade union Nehau, thank you for giving me an opportunity to cut my political tooth. Also the support that was granted by the Department of Public Works Management as led by the HOD. Mostly the movement that has deployed me, ANC, African National Congress in the province as led by Comrade Dumile Maloi. Tla ke re ka mafoko a, ke a leboga.
Ke a leboga, Honorable Mukua. I now call on the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Public Works and Roads, Honorable Silbegwe, to lead the debate on Committee Report on Public Works and Roads Annual Performance Plan 2024-2025. You have 8 minutes, Honorable Silbegwe.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Premier, members of the legislature, Honorable MEC for the Department of Public Works. Honorable Speaker, I wish to bring to the attention of this House in terms of section 114(2) A and B of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa that confers the right and powers of the Northwest Provincial Legislature to oversee the process of accountability and oversight. In terms of that, this was followed by the presentation of the annual performance plan of 2024-25 of the Department of Public Works and Roads that was presented to the committee on the 19th of July, for which the purpose was to discuss the department annual performance plan 2024-25. The department presented a budget in terms of 3 programs at a total budget of 4,032,198,000. In terms of the presentation of the department, there were areas of SWOT analysis that were presented to the committee, which I would want to just touch on the key areas. In terms of their SWOT analysis, they have presented the strength which they acknowledge as a department. In terms of the strength, they spoke to an organizational structure that is now aligned to a core business, which support the core programs of the department. This, in the view of the committee, is quite important as it will help the department to align to both the provincial and national demands of the province. The other acknowledgement was in terms of the candidacy development program, which, according to the department, it will help to produce qualified and registered professionals in the technical discipline, which is more than welcome. We also have noted the acknowledgement by the department to feel the need to fill critical positions as a means to strengthen the existing department leadership. Also amongst the SWOT analysis was the opportunities that were identified by the department. The department looks at provincial road agents as one of the critical opportunities they want to address. They've also spoken to the transport infrastructure plan with a 10-year road master plan that they have identified as a priority. Also is around the transformation of building and transport sector through development of qualified contractors. However, they also did not hide that there are areas of weaknesses which they have prioritized. Amongst them is the lack of integrated building and transport infrastructure maintenance plan. The department needs to ensure that this becomes part of its critical priority as a means to avoid further dilapidation of the assets. But this would not happen unless Provincial Treasury comes on board and begin to prioritize the maintenance plan of the department as one of the critical priorities. Also, in terms of acknowledgement, a lack of alignment of plans between the department and the client department, and we hope EXCO in its deliberations would develop an integrated approach to ensure that the plan of the department is aligned also to the plan of those client departments which depend on the Department of Public Works. Also, there's an area of the EPWP. This program must be financially supported as a means to create jobs and help the department to meet its target, as well as ensuring that the creation of SMMEs with requisite skills is a priority. There are also threats in terms of their SWOT analysis. The continuation of deterioration of state properties as a result of lack of maintenance has been identified, and would really appreciate if there is also a priority from the budgeting priority cycles of the provincial government to assist in terms of that part. One critical area is continuous disruption of the projects by the construction mafia. This matter cannot be overemphasized. We have taken it as a concern, and we're also worried about the attitude of police in dealing with this. We have seen these things in social media where a person will come and disrupt briefings. It can't be correct. And the police are folding their arms. We are told as an issue of law. That issue of law must be addressed as a matter of agency. It can't be that this province now becomes a construction mafia as such. It's a matter that will continue to have as a priority as a portfolio committee. Also, in terms of the deliberations from committee members, committee advised that the department must not only use abbreviation for PWD in terms of disability. They said it must be specified because acronyms would not help. They see disabilities as one critical area that must continuously seek attention. The committee also seek clarity in terms of possible challenges in relation to gravel roads, with a view to seek quick solutions in terms of that area. There's also a matter of around 180 contractors that were mentioned. The committee has an interest in terms of actual statistics as it relates to women, youth, and people with disability, so that they can see whether there's a direct impact. in terms
Honorable
of the-
Sebego, you are left with 2 minutes.
Yeah, now, as I move towards conclusion, there are specific recommendations from the committee, which obviously have been communicated. Accordingly, the department must submit status quo report in terms of employment equity, the vacancy rate from the department, detailed report on departmental project that indicates people residing in state houses who are told people are refusing to move from state houses. And we are saying these people must be removed. They can't be there at the expense of the taxpayers. In acknowledgement, as I conclude, as a chairperson of the committee, we really wish to thank the department for their cooperation and contribution in their presentation, especially under the able leadership of the MEC, as well as the senior officials of the department. We also wish to thank the committee members for their cooperation, the staff of the committee, and continuous support that we want to assure. And as the department, the committee recommends that the House approve an amount of 4,032,198,000 for the Department of Public Works and Roads for the 2024-2025 financial year. I thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sebego. Does the House agree to the report? The report is adopted. Can I now call Honorable Matso of the ANC for the debate?
Musa Kotla. Motlotlegi Musa Kotla, Motlotlegi Tonakgolo. Batlotlegi ba khuduthamaga malokwantwe baeng ba ba ka kwano borra le bomma letsatsi le ditšhaba tsa ditlhogo tse di edileng di fodile ebile ba itlotla ba kopana mmogo go keteka le setšhaba sa Cuba go nna gone ga July 26 movement o e leng gore ke one thulaganyo e batho ba Cuba ba neng ba e bona gore ba bone kgololosego ya bone. Ma-Cuba ba tsweletse pele ntle le gore go nne le diparego tsa ikonomi, maparego a ikonomi a tlisitsweng ke ditšhaba tse di kopaneng tsa America. Motlotlegi Musa Kotla ke ne ka nna lesego ka ngwaga wa 1997 go nna karolo ya baemedi ba Aforika Borwa ko moketeng wa bašwa le baithuti ba lefatshe. Mopresidente Mophato wa ga jaana o seke wa lela gore ba ke be ba nnile teng mo mephatong e fetileng ka gore mephato ya gompieno e na le dikgwetlho tse di fetang mephato e fetileng. Current generations did not envy previous generations despite the heroism of previous generations, because current generations need to deal with more complex matters. Ka jalo ga re tsena mo dingangisanong tsa tekanyetsokabo ye re gopola ponelopele ya Comrade Fidel Castro ka gore lefapha bekaneng go feta nako e fetileng ka ntlha ya maemo a fetogang. Re le ANC ra democracy ga e kitla e kgona go ungwela batho go fitlhella badiri le ba ba sa itsholelang ba ntshiwa mo goreng ba dile. Tiro ya lefapha le ke gore thusa go lwantsha go dila le go netefatsa gore dipopego theo tsa rona di nna mo seemong se se siameng. Lefapha le tshentse le netefatse gore palo ya batho ba ba tsenang mo tirong ya oketsega. Ga re kgone go nna setšhaba sa batho ba ba ntsi ba ba sa direng. Ponelopele ya rona ya ditlhabololo
ya ngwaga 2030 e ba lefapha jaaka motsakarolo yo bogareng mo go netefatseng gore re tlhola ditiro ebile re baakanya popego theo. Re kopa gore lefapha le lebe gore go seke ga nna le popego theo epe e leng gore ya latlhega ya senyega. A re gantse re aga go ntšha a re tlhokomele se re nang le sone. Botsamaisi ba lefapha bo re bontshitse gore mo dithotong tse lefapha le nang le tsone go nne le go tlhaela ga tsamaiso le bokgoni. Yaanong re re bokgoni bo teng a bokgoni bo bo dirisiwe gore dithoto tsa rona tsa setšhaba di ungwela setšhaba sa rona. Re a leboga ebile ra re mo ditseleng tse dingwe tse e leng gore ba le ba kopileng gore ba di thuse ba simolola ba batla go di tsietsa, ba simolola ba batla go goga dinao. Emang lo netefatse gore baagi ba province ga ba tsiediwe. Re kopa gape mo lefapheng gore go na le dintlha tse di amang popego theo ko mafapheng. Tabogang le bone go re thusa mafapha a gaetsho gore popego theo eo e seke ya latlhega. Le dirile lenaneo le le kopanetse le CIDB le CSIR. Lenaneo leo le lentle re kopa le seke la ngodiega le tsenyeng tirisong. Ka o tla re thusa gore dikolo tsa rona, library, dipatala, ditleliniki le ditheo ka go farologana tsa setšhaba di seke di a fitlhela gore di mo seemong se sa amogelesegeng. Mme ga re dira yalo re tlhole ditiro, re eme nokeng bomme, bašwa, batho ba ba nang le bogole le sa tlogeng ope ko morago. Motlotlegi Mosakgotla, batho ba province ba utlwaletswe ke batho ba e leng gore gangwe le gape ba ema ko pele ga go tshwanetse go diragadiwe diporojeke mo metseng ya rona e farologaneng. Batho ba ga ba ame fela lodi lwa rona la go diragatsa diporojeke tse, mme gape ba etsa le gore ditšhaba tseo, merafe eo e palelwe ke go inokela bobeeletsi ba ditlhabololo. Mosakgotla yo tlotlegang, re kopa gore lefapha le tswelele go netefatsa gore ba ema nokeng tsweletso pele ya batsayakarolo ba ba farologaneng mo industry ya go aga. Mme re kopa gore ga re dira yana re seke ra rona re kokoano peomolao ra letla gore di disetse madi ko morago. Ra setšhaba se e feleletse Moporesidente Nelson Mandela o buile it's always seems impossible until it is done. Motlotlegi Mosakgotla mo boemong ba ANC re ema fa gatela ko pele. Ke a leboga.
Thank you, Honorable Mate. I will now call Honorable Moema. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker, leaders of the EFF led by Commissioner Shakes Butsu in absentia, members of the executive, members of the provincial legislature, traditional leaders, the community of Bukonobu pretty much large. Good morning. Deputy Speaker, today marks the 11th anniversary of a party that is inspired by the Marxist schools of thought, that is inspired by the Leninist schools of thought and the Fanon school of thought, that is the economic emancipation movement, that is the EFF, and also the anniversary coincide with the inspiration of the Cuban Revolution. So it's not a coincidence, General Smarts, that the EFF was formed on this particular day, on the 26th of July in 2013. Honorable Deputy Speaker, as the EFF in the Northwest Province, we take note of the APP and budget presented by the Department of Public Works and Roads for the 2024-2025 financial year. We must, however, express our distrust in the department and anything they say right from the onset of this debate. We have presented our dissatisfaction in our previous debate in 2023 in front of this Honorable House regarding the incompetence and dysfunctional nature of this department, all of which was never registered as anything serious. This year, we still find no changes registered in this department. To be more specific, Honorable Speaker, the department spoke about strategic integrated projects in the APP for the 2022-2023 financial year, as well as 2023-2024 financial year. And they made mention of their plan for the acceleration of investment in road, rail, bulk water, water treatment, and transmission infrastructure. Our roads are in dire conditions. We remain to be a province with railway infrastructure, but not trails to utilize such railway, especially for passenger transportation. Honorable Speaker, the general state of infrastructure in our province is horrifying, whereby the department buildings that are utilized for service provision by the very same leaders who are failing us right down to clinics, schools, and recreational centers meant to create value of our people. They are all tumbling down like the walls of Jericho. We can even make mention of the departmental properties and the community health centers in the Hurzi area of Ramotsirumwilwa local municipality, which we made mention of in the previous year. And today, as we stand here, the condition has not improved. Concomitantly, Honorable Speaker, the new buildings of this very provincial department, Public Works, have been cracked since 2022 and remain in the same state to this day. General maintenance and adequate water supply, waste removal, and functional lights remain an ongoing issue. Yet, this department receives a budget and present plans annually. The department outlines the purpose of the transport infrastructure program to promote accessibility and a safe and affordable movement of people. But the questions remain: how will we ever achieve a sustainable economic growth as a province when this department is not prioritizing farming roads? Perhaps they are not even aware that farming is one of the pillars of the economy in the Northwest Province. Honorable Speaker, it is irrefutable that the collapse of the transport infrastructure within our province will result in a disaster from which it will not recover. This is the same department that has patched the same potholes in and around Mafikeng countless times without exploring a sustainable solution. For example, Nelson Mandela Drive, just a 5-kilometer portion, took the entire year without any designated period in terms of when was it going to be concluded. Roads such as the one in the Retsan village, Tswayin local municipality, remain to be in very bad state, irrespective of many funds being appropriated towards its completion every year. And the one from Swaza Reneke to Christiana, which was completed in 2022, the department still requires funds to rehabilitate it. In similar or worse conditions include the D5404 and D2154, with the state of the roads getting worse, and provincial roads like P183 passing through that field and Sepaku mines. All these roads have not been maintained in years, and when approached, the department claims to have included these roads in the next financial year. In the same light, they have stated in the APP for 2022-2023, as well as APP for 2023-2024, that maintenance will only be prioritized in the next financial year. It turns out that this is an annual bedtime story. Honorable Speaker, it is on this basis that the EFF rejects the budget vote and calls on the Department of Public Works and Roads to stop being careless of the truth in its business affairs and adopt an attitude of an open, transparent, and accountable government so the public can get the accurate information to their concerns about projects unfolding in this department, and the culprits prohibiting service delivery can be held accountable. As the EFF, we urge and advise the department to make use of engineers who are hired and well paid to assist with in-depth study on the effectiveness of the current tariff method, and a far better approach is required given that quality of our existing roads keep deteriorating. Honorable Speaker, there are a few issues that we want to make a submission on. For instance, Honorable Speaker, there's
Honorable
an issue
member, you
of
are left with 1 minute.
1 minute. You've been chewing on our time. It can't be. Honorable Speaker, without any waste of time, we encourage the department to build internal state capacity so that we do not have to utilize contractors. Because from time to time, they become a problem. They are the ones who even sabotage government facilities. They are the ones who are even stopping projects you can operate. From your presentation, MEC, you just spoke about Buku Pindile something, where you are developing contractors. Those are the very same people who will come because we included even military veterans. You will create factions because the Mkondo will come and say they are military veterans. Former Putatswana Defense Force, they will come and claim to be veterans. APLA will come and the rest. So how are you going to resolve that issue? When we are speaking about military veterans, give us in context so that we understand exactly and precisely who we are speaking to, because this will be the very same people who come and quench the tender mafias in sabotaging the department. But in closure, I want to say, remember the words of Amilcar Cabral when he said, always bear in mind that the people are not fighting for ideas, for the things in anyone's head. They are fighting to win material benefits, to live better and in peace, to see their lives go forward, to guarantee the future of their children. I use this words of Cabral based on what you said earlier, that from time to time the people, the community feels that they are neglected, are always remembered during the time of elections. And from time to time your government always remembers them during the time of elections. That's why we're taking you back to the words of Amilcar Cabral, that remember that they are fighting to win material benefits. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable guest.
Thank you, leadership.
Thank you. Honorable guest, you are not allowed to participate by clapping hands. Only honorable members are allowed to clap hands. Let me then call Honorable Sonaki Ile of the DA for the debate. 8 minutes.
Thank you very much. 11:38. Kupabatwa metal in 8 minutes. Deputy Speaker, ke hudile ke rutwa mosadi o tshwara thipa mo bogaleng. And I believe that MEC Moko, you've got your hands full. But knowing your background, I believe you are equal to the task, and I would want to give you the benefit. You are going to need the warmth and caring spirit of Mama Albertina Sisulu. You are going to need the braveness of Nesofia de Brain. You are going to need the fierceness and oratory skills of Mama Lilian Goy. And most importantly, you are going to need the curiosity and the go see for yourself spirit of Mama Helen Suzman. On roads, I wish not to bore this house with what is already known. The roads of the Northwest, in the words of President Ramaphosa. The roads of Northwest, in the words of President Ramaphosa, Dimaswe. And we look forward to your war on potholes and prioritization of strategic roads. I, as the part of the DA, we are going to be providing you with a list of roads that need attention, and we'd want to see how you're going to deal with that. The Mandela Drive that you used in your speech is a perfect example of the department's lack of oversight and foresight due to things that have happened there. The other day, MEC, kineke driver mo tseleng eo e fetsa ho bulwa. Just as you pass your McDonald's facing town, ka bona tsela e fela se ke faced oncoming traffic because of the error that was made there. But I'm glad that you used that as an example. We agree with you that it is time to declare Northwest a construction site as well. But we need you to acknowledge the huge challenges within the sector and the department. Deputy Speaker, Chapter 12 for your National Development Plan speaks to building a capable state. In attempting to realize that NDP goal, Public Works must also play its role. While the APP makes mention of the contractor development project Vukupile, which has in the past been marred with a lot of controversy, which led to the intervention by the public protector, the DA believes that your APP does not make rigorous strategies on how you will attract scarce skills to the province. The department seems not to have a plan besides your contractor development project. The usual excuse that have been used over the years is that Northwest is a rural province and that these skilled individuals usually don't want to work in rural provinces. But nobody talks about what the plan is to counter that. And I'm glad that today you mentioned that you're going to be reviewing your retention strategy. We are going to be looking for that, doing oversight in that development. It gives me so much pleasure and comfort to hear that you intend to deal with construction mafias that are disguised as community members and community reps. I want to give you a hint today, MEC Mukua, when the Honorable MEC Mogoeng, so that he can effect the arrest. Normally, these dubious construction mafias or community what, they are usually adorned in black, green, and gold colors. So look no further if you are looking for those and you intend on dealing with them. This department, Deputy Speaker, is supposed to be the biggest landlord in the province. But in the previous years, it has been unable to account for all its immovable properties. I am yet to be convinced that has this department compiled a comprehensive, accurate, and up-to-date asset register. MEC, this must be one of your immediate priorities, and it must be budgeted for in order to have a full picture of what will need to be disposed of and what will need to be maintained. Maintenance of state properties, renovations, and revenue collection from rentals must be given a priority. This department must act with speed and evict defaulters, non-payers, and those who have hijacked public properties. This unfortunately involves public servants, politicians, and foreigners who must be dealt with as a matter of agency. MEC Mukua, I wish to commend your hands-on-deck approach because I've been following that you've been doing stakeholder engagements in your first days in office. But I want to challenge you that as you do that, don't keep it on high level only. I want you to include EPWP beneficiaries as part of your engagements. I have today in this sitting brought 2 beneficiaries of EPWP who have signed contracts about 3 months ago, but are yet to go to work and even understand what they've signed for and even get to be paid so that they can get your immediate attention. Residents like those in Piet Plessis and Tswayin, just to mention 2 areas, have been dealt with a heavy blow on issues of EPWP. I am glad that you have mentioned the issue of dealing with new priorities and ideas to enhance the PWP. Just last week, City of Tshwane introduced a newer and more transparent recruitment program for EPWP, and I would want you to look into it. Let me try to move with speed. 2 years ago, I think it was a few years ago, in the State of the Province address, former Premier Job Mogoro mentioned that the Northwest will start a multi-tenancy office complex. That never happened. But I'm glad today you have named it as Mabatu Office Park, that we are moving towards that direction. I want on corruption, MEC, the tenacity that you're going to need, as the Chief Whip Khosho would say, one by one, corruption. Regular engagement with law enforcement agencies must be your priority. Starting with the SIUs, I would want you to visit the SIU so that you can get an understanding of Proclamation R210 of 2021 that they have proclaimed in investigating in that department. MEC, part of the things that you need to look into. Previously, this department has told this House that they will do skills audit. If it is not done, we urge you to do it. There was a donor investigation whereby 134 million tender was allegedly awarded to a contractor who had previously abandoned 2 projects. We would want to get that report. The illegal occupation of state properties. It is about time to name and shame. Name and shame those public officials, those politicians, as well as those foreigners. Listening to your speech, and if indeed you are going to be implementing what you have said, it means that you will be heading into the right direction. MEC, I believe that you have presented a very convincing case in this speech. It shows that the essence of it is from GNU, as the Minister National is a DA minister. We have realized that we have included what he has said from construction side, from dealing with all the bottlenecks. So the DA has no choice in this case but to adopt this budget. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Sonakile. I will then call Honorable Tsolo. You have only 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, indeed we need a revolutionary, aggressive and protracted war to deal with the bad roads of Northwest. that will assist us, and we are in agreement with the Honorable MEC responsible for the Department of Public Works when he was reflecting on the provincial road networks. It is indeed very much important to state it categorically clear that the 305 million is nothing. And we need the Honorable MEC for Public Works to engage the Honorable MEC responsible for finance so that we get an increase in this particular amount, because if we go into our rural areas, our province is predominantly rural and we do have bad access roads within our villages. And we appreciate that in your budget vote speech, you have indicated some of the rural areas whereby you covered, and most of these particular rural areas, they are not covered, Honorable MEC. May I kindly talk on the issues of the construction mafias that we have alluded to, that they need to be dealt with decisively. We cannot compromise our community and our electorate to such an extent that the service delivery is being hampered because of those who maximize profit for themselves and their families at the expense of our communities. Let them be profiled, Honorable MEC. It is high time that we act against these particular hooligans who are against the development of this particular province. These are developmental hooligans and they need to be blacklisted for a particular period as a measure to send a very clear message to the like-minded cahoots in this particular area of those who call themselves construction mafias. Can we be finished with the areas identified for 2020, 425, Honorable MEC, for those particular areas that you have mentioned in your budget speech, so that we see where there is a need. The other issue, it is with regard to the engineers, Honorable MEC. Can we go back to the old system where we had our own internal engineers, so that we avoid spending a lot amount of money in this particular engineers, external engineers, whilst we could be using those particular funds for developmental purposes and to improve our bad roads in our province? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Solo. Can I now call Honorable Grunewald? We have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, I've prepared a nice speech for you to tell how bad the roads are, and we know they are bad. So let me rather talk from the heart. My father always taught me that when you want to address a problem, you must go and look at the root of the problem. Honorable MEC, your department came to the Members' Interest Committee and they said, Geloe is fine, we can move in. Honorable MEC, it was not. They lied to you. They misled the committee, and there's your root of your problem. You must start trusting those that are appointed in the department. They always say that we must always give respect, but respect is always earned as well. It's not just given. So, Honorable MEC, a plea from my side, if you truly want to address the problems in this department, address the personnel within your department. You'll have to have discipline. You'll have to have consequent management within your department. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Grunewald. Honorable Mangope is not in the house, is not even connected in our visual. I will then call Honorable Makhakhane of the ANC. You have 10 minutes.
Sorry. Honorable Speaker, Desmond Mohono, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Tshepo Khoza, Honorable Premier, Lazarus Kagiso Mokhosi, Honorable members of the Executive Council, Honorable members of the Provincial Legislature, Makhosi a rona tlotleho, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the African National Congress acknowledges that roads are the arteries through which the economy pulses. By linking producers to markets, workers to jobs, students to schools, and the sick to the hospitals. Roads are vital for any developmental agenda. As the founding father of this nation once said, what counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others. As members of this august house, we are duty-bound to ensure that we make a meaningful contribution to society and play a robust oversight role, ensuring that government plans are actualized and implemented. We must also support and ensure that the department creates a road network throughout the province that will connect Christiana, the last town, to Madidi, to Radikudu in Hopani, and Potchefstroom, which leads us out to Free State and Gauteng. This will form part of the blueprint for accelerating the reconstruction of our economy. According to the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan, there are two key areas which are within the ambit of this department: mass employment program and infrastructure development. The ANC resolved in the 55th National Conference that government must ensure rural roads and bridges provide access to schools, hospitals, and most importantly, economic activities. The ANC believes and reiterates that roads are the essential part of modern living, and well-maintained, usable roads make critical contribution to the economy and social well-being of our communities and the province. Honorable members, we do not dare fail. Our mission to ensure we leave no one behind. We applaud the department on its plan to aggressively infuse nanotechnology into road construction. This is a much needed impetus for ensuring that we have better built roads that take us into the future. South Africa should aim to surpass Singapore, Sweden, and other top scoring countries on road qualities. These road qualities are measured on the improvements of road quality, road depth, the relative size of the road network. As the ANC, we recognize that nanoscience has a vast range of socio-economic benefits and significant contributes to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. We reiterate our full appreciation of this. We urge the department, as it takes a giant leap forward for the benefit of this province, to also explore the use of artificial intelligence that will be embedded in the nanotechnologies whilst we build our new roads. AI can play a significant role in analyzing data from sensors if it's embedded in our road infrastructure, creating scenario models with precision that can predict when and where maintenance is needed before issues become apparent. This proactive approach not only extends the lifespan of our road network assets, but minimizes disruptions of traffic so that Bo Honorable Sona Kilebaska into oncoming traffic, ensuring that we also have smoother and safer driving experiences. Our province needs this. And this could lead, we could also implore the department to also look into 3D printing for road infrastructure in the future. We are limitless with innovation. Deputy Speaker, we are headed in the right direction with our new MEC. And the ANC-led government has actually successfully previously upgraded roads from gravel to surface, expanded existing roads, re-gravelled certain roads, and restored damaged roads across the province. We applaud you for your work previously, but more needs to be done. MEC, we need to reduce the number of trucks on our roads to extend the life of our road network and our quality. In a conversation with a young entrepreneur, Melerato Donga, she asked me, why can't the Northwest also have its own Gautrain or running trains across the province, passenger and also goods trains, and which will give a positive effect in the economy of our country. Honorable Moema will repeat, you remain the child of the ANC as you are always speaking on the resolutions of the ANC. We've unblocked the road. The departments that have blocked the road maintenance program and implemented a recovery plan to improve the performance and expenditure of the provincial road maintenance grant, responding to the Premier's clarion call that the Northwest must be a construction site that leaves no one behind. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I mentioned earlier on the two key points of the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan. The Expanded Public Works Program, EPWP, is one of the key initiatives aimed at providing poverty and income relief through temporary work for the unemployed. It is crucial that this program continues to function for the benefits of its intended objectives. And MEC, as you mentioned, people must leave the program with skills. And looking at that, you are also looking at reopening the brick-making plants. We hope that these programs will also be focused for people that are living with disabilities. I need to remind this August House of the history of one of our best tourist attractions in the province, the Hartbeespoort Dam. When this dam was built, it was built just after the World War II, under one of the country's oldest departments, when that was called Werksman back in the day, or the Department of Labor. These soldiers, when they came back, most of them suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, and some had disabilities by losing limbs at war. But today, close to 200 years later, we still have a monument and a functional dam. This is how EPWP should work and how we should create a working economy. The ANC is aware that people living with disability, MEC, are reluctant to participate in EPWP programs due to the misconception that once you participate, you lose your grants. We request that an awareness program should be rolled up and that people should know that this is for them and it should work for them. We also look with a great anticipation at the resurrection for the Vukupile Contractor Development Program, which remains vital to developing emerging contractors into independent, I would like to underline that, independent, competent contractors who can execute labor-intensive programs.
Honorable Member, you are left with 2 minutes.
Okay. This program aims to improve administrative, technical, and contractual managerial and entrepreneurial skills, which can significantly benefit efficiency of our SMMEs. While we acknowledge the positive efforts made to deliver basic services, the department must improve the economic and social infrastructure of this province. In conclusion, Honorable Deputy Speaker, the ANC is delighted with the progress made by the department, but more needs to be done. They acknowledge the steps to rectify past mistakes. Infrastructure development should be prioritized, and we should all follow the clarion call of the Premier. The road network must be turned into a construction site throughout the province. As you said, MEC, Bekele Bek. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the African National Congress supports the adoption of the budget vote of the Department of Public Works and Roads 2024-2025 to take united action to defend our freedom and advance a better life for all. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I will now invite Honorable the MEC. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker, and also let me appreciate the political parties, because it seems we are agreeing that the August House, its most intention is to make sure that we serve the people of the province and not our parties, our partisan party line. I think I will start first with the correction on program 3. There's an error of 3 billion in words. The correct amount there is 2,386,404,000. So it's just a correction, page 9. I think that is, we have to accept that if we did mention the people living with disability with acronyms, it is really an oversight. It should not be done. I agree with that particular correction. It should not happen. It should not have happened, and it will never happen again. I just want to bring to the August House that I think if we are all aware, as the province, our competency is only with roads and buildings, but not with rails. Rails is a national competency. But we have taken note of the issues that we have raised. And if we can go through again the budget speech, I think one has alluded to the fact that why we could not complete some of the projects, it is due to the budget cuts. Not because the department was not having any intention to complete those particular projects, but that there was a budget cut. I think if we can at least listen to one another, sometimes talking, passing one another will really derail us. But if we can talk and listen to one another, it will really help us. Up until now, I think from where we are sitting as the department, we have taken the criticism, that is how it should be. We have taken the criticism to build ourselves going forward in support of all the members of the executive. So this is what we have, and we thank you very much for also inputting on our budget speech. Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mukua. Thank you, honorable members. I will now read the roll call in terms of Rule 245, subsection 1 of the standing rules to determine the quorum. Honorable Babuile, Honorable Bokhatsu, Honorable Butswe, Honorable Tabampe, present. Honorable Danchi, Honorable Dai, Honorable Dukolomela,
Present.
Honorable
Yes.
Grunewald,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Kozamie, Honorable Kuno,
Present.
Honorable Lehare,
Present, Deputy
Honorable Nkopane, Honorable Mahakane,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Maine,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mapua,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mangope, Honorable Martin,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mudise,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Moema,
Present Speaker.
Honorable Mohono, Honorable Mukhosi,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mulapisi,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Murweng, Honorable Musenuchi,
Present.
Honorable Mutumi, Honorable Khosho, Honorable Sambata,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Sebeko,
Present Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Sonakile,
Present.
Honorable Sonti, Honorable Steenkamp,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Stale,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Kapi, Honorable Tsolo,
Teng motlotlegi Motlatsa Mmusa Photla.
Honorable Van Heisteen,
Present, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Wallon,
Present Deputy Speaker. Thank
Honorable
you.
Williams, Honorable members, I've satisfied myself that the House is
Honorable Speaker, I'm available.
919,000 rands. Does the House agree?
No, object.
Program 3, Transport Infrastructure, 2,386,404,000 rands. Does the House adopt the budget, Program 3?
Object.
Yes.
Program 4, Community-Based Program, 287,037,000 rands. Does the House adopt the budget for Program 4?
No, object.
Yes.
Honorable members, the Department of Public Works Roads Budget Vote 11 is 4,032,198,000 rands. The budget is now adopted.
Object.
Thank you, honorable members. I will now call the MEC for Economic Development, Environment, Conservation, and Tourism, Honorable Nkopane, to present the budget speech, vote 6. Honorable Nkopane, you have 40 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, and the collective of the presiding and members of the legislature, Honorable Premier Lazarus Mukhosi and members of the executive, representatives from different municipal council of the Northwest, Chairperson of Salga, Councillor Khumalo Molefe, the Khosi Tsaka Kwano Gae, the acting head of department, Mayor Lebo Diale in absentia, all representatives from the development finance institutions, all business forums present here today, the Northwest Province Chamber of Commerce, organized labor, CEOs of state-owned entities present here today, the captains of industry, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, Bagaetsho Lotlehela Dumelang. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair of Chairs, I extend my greetings to all honorable members in your August House and the people of the Bokoni Bophirima across her length and breadth, and I'm reminded of the teachings of the icon of democracy, Dr. Mandela, whom the July month of every year is about his legacy, a champion of improving the lives of the people. As he once said, and I open quote, the purpose of economic growth is to create a better life for all people, not just the privileged few, close. These sentiments were echoed by yet another African figure of remarkable stature, Dr. Kofi Annan, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, when he said, open quotes, the ultimate goal of economic development is to improve the living standard of all people, particularly the poor and the vulnerable. Honorable Speaker, this government has traversed a long way coming into the 7th administration, working hard to, amongst other goals, developing our economy to tackle the triple challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Guided by the key national policy instruments that include the National Development Plan, the Provincial Growth and Development Strategy, the Industrial Policy Action Plan, the Manifesto of the African National Congress, and the SOPA and the SONA pronouncements. This department will implement programs and projects that will accelerate the growth of our economy to improve the lives of the people of Bokoni Bophirima. The Northwest Province has 4 districts, and each of these, with its unique comparative advantage, playing a unique economic role. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda is known for hosting gold mines in the province and has a footprint of manufacturing activities. It is public knowledge that Bojanala district is leading in terms of mining and export of platinum in the country. Ngaka Modiri Molema, together with Dr. Ruth Sekgomusi Mompati, are known for services and agricultural output. Honorable Chair of Chairs, despite this robust structure of our economy, the Northwest Province continues to suffer from weak economic growth development. We have to take advantage of what our provincial economy can offer and capitalize on that to foster an economy that creates jobs. We need to create value chains across all sectors of the economy and do away with an extractive economy that fails to process minerals. For example, we have mineral wealth in the province, but we have nothing to show for it. We have plenty of land, but we are unable to use it for productive purposes. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the economy of the province has not been able to perform well for some time. The last quarterly labor force survey indicates that the province lost 13,000 jobs in formal economy within the mining as one of the sectors that is shedding jobs at an alarming rate. The province has the highest expanded unemployment rate of 53.6. This high unemployment also affects young people in our province. Honorable Speaker, I am deliberately raising the issue of the youth unemployment because it is a serious concern for everybody. I'm happy that the Premier, Honorable Lazarus Mokhosi, emphasized this matter of youth unemployment during his acceptance remarks as a new Premier, as he said, I open quote. Those who do not prioritize youth unemployment as a problem that need to be solved do not speak my language, close quote. Go tlogetse mo puong ya mo Premier le Maabane gore tota dilo di fetogile. I can assure you, Premier, that as a department, we are working around the clock to mitigate the effects of youth unemployment in the province. The department is equally concerned with the socio-economic challenges such as the economic exclusion of women. Women and young women in particular cannot be an afterthought on important issues of economic participation and empowerment. Honorable Chair of Chairs, pele ga ke tsenelela ka dintlha ke kopa mo ntlong ya gago go tlhagisa lemenyana le la tekanyetsokabo ya lehapha gore le tle le amogelwe. Program number 1, Administration, 202,381,000 rand. Program 2, Integrated Economic Development Services, 95,850,000 rand. Program 3, Trade and Sector Development, 84,235,000 rand. Business Regulation Services, 120,876,000 rand. Economic Planning, 9,998,000 rand. Environmental Services, 400,192,000 rand. Tourism, 68,631,000 rand. The total, 982,163,000 rand. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the department managed to support small businesses and cooperatives in the establishing and growing business with the amount of 35.5 million. Programs implemented include incubation programs, equipment and machinery, empowerment programs, business turnaround support and skill development, product development, access to market, and the establishment of Mahigan Trade Market. A total of 1,962 SMMEs in the province benefited from these initiatives, which were implemented in collaboration with the key stakeholders. A total of 448 jobs were created through Business Turnaround Solutions, Incubation and Empowerment Fund. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the Dunlop Container Project is an initiative by the department to cater for the tire fitment needs and requirement in the rural and township economies, including the taxi industry. This initiative reduces the risk of buying second-hand tires from the unregistered dealers in the township and rural areas, as well as the taxi rank. The department is in process of installing the containers in the Jobotla, Taung, Kagisano, Molopo, and Rustenburg local municipalities. The qualifying SMMEs will take ownership of a fully fitted 12-meter container complete with tire fitting equipment, retail software, start-up stock, and point of sale material. As a way of activation and of opportunities for our stakeholders, the Northwest Province has been chosen, Honorable Chair of Chairs, to host the Trans-Kalahari Corridor Secretariat General annual meeting of the 14th Joint Law Enforcement Operation. This event is in collaboration with the South Africa, and in this case, represented by our province, Northwest, Namibia, and Botswana. The strategic objective of this event is to promote transport, trade, safety, and tourism between the three SADC countries. This initiative will take place in Rustenburg next month, and we will collaborate with our sister department, COSATMA. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the department, through the Premier's engagement with investors, was able to mobilize more than 100 billion worth of investment pledges for the province. To this farm, there is a development of a 40-bed middle-cost hotel and a 150-seater conference in Townskal site at an estimated total of 150 million. The project will be initiated in the 24-25 financial year. It is envisaged that this project will create 50 permanent jobs and 120 temporary. There's also the development of the 100-seater giant Ferris wheel at Tumeng in Taung. That is estimated to a total cost of 400 million. The project will commence in the 2024 financial year. The local municipality and the tribal council has already passed resolutions in support of this development. It is envisaged that this project will create 75 permanent and 145 temporary jobs. The development of the Heritage Center, that include the museum, the multipurpose center, the restaurant, and a powerhouse, are already at 90% complete. Honorable Chair of Chairs, this center development has been there for years and has really collapsed the patience of our people. The AG has also raised some red spots on it. It can't be business as usual. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the department in the 2025 financial year will further host a number of conferences and exhibitions that will activate tourism in our province. These conferences include Northwest Biodiversity Economy Transformation and Investment Conference, the Provincial World Consumer Rights Day celebration, the annual People and Parks Conference in October, and we commit to work with the people and parks, where engagement will take place with the objectives of stabilizing the CPAs in our province. Lebelo la dipitsi la Bokone Bophirima, which will be a launch of this new initiative. The Northwest Expo marketing platform for our SMMEs, the Liquor Regulator Colloquium, and the Mariko Biosphere Landowners Conference. In addition, Honorable Chair of Chairs, the province will host the TBCSA Tourism Leadership Conference, the South African Association of Public Administration and Management. Honorable Speaker, we also managed to obtain an order for the issuance of the 5th casino license for the Northwest Province. With the feasibility study that we conducted and the stakeholder engagement that we had, we are convinced, Honorable Chair of Chairs, that the license will be a fruit to the people of the Northwest, the gambling and tourism industry, as well as the country at large. The department has further managed to submit all the relevant requirements for issuance of the license for the Bujanala Special Economic Zone. We're just waiting for the national government to give us a green light. Then we hit the ground running. We as the department are drawing comfort from the word of the Premier that this 7th administration itla dira botoka mo ntlheng e. Honorable Chair of Chairs, arising from the recently concluded provincial trade and investment strategy, the department will guide and facilitate a focused support towards industries in the following sectors: the energy, transport, manufacturing, agro-processing, the ecotourism, as well as the health, life sciences. We are pleased to let this House know that we have already started to make interventions to resolve the energy supply and reducing energy poverty in the province. Since assigned the responsibility to explore ways and means to resolve energy challenges in our province, the Northwest Development Corporation will be conducting a study on the usage of different energy mix across the municipalities, with specific attention on government buildings, the households in township and villages. Honorable Chair of Chairs, this will assist in providing appropriate response to a number of pledges to invest in the energy sector made at the Premier's investment engagement last year. We have expressed an intent to work with these companies, and the province is in consultation with the National Energy Regulator to explore ways of to use energy distribution licensing to the best advantage of our province. The department will host an energy indaba to have a consolidated approach on the position of the energy in the Northwest. Honorable Speaker, as we will be assisting enterprises in the transport sector to manufacture a variety of transport equipments, players in this sector, including our relevant departments nationally, provincial and at local level, must respond to the call from across business and residents alike to improve the state of our roads. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we need a massive road maintenance and resuscitation of rail network connecting the key productive towns of the province to ensure that products from our province not only reach markets, but also do that on time. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we are pleased that there is a commitment to revive both the Mahikeng and Pilanesberg Airport. And as a department, we are keen to make our contribution. Having benefited from the findings during the formulation of the study we referred to, the department will be making boundless efforts to encourage and assist in the creation of enterprise to produce scarce products required as inputs to reduce dependency on imports. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we will spare no effort to harvest on available industry support in our country to achieve this goal. Our young people, women and people with disability who cannot be absorbed as laborers, and those that are casualties of retrenchments from the mining sector will stand a chance to benefit from this. The manufacturing sector in this province must live up to its capabilities of being the economic sector that creates more jobs. Honorable Chair of Chairs, our province is amongst the top in agricultural endowment and land in the hands of communities within our parks. This sector is amongst those that are key in our industrialization agenda. To this extent, we will work with the Department of Land and Rural Development to empower these communities to move beyond land settlement after restitution. Honorable Speaker, we are in the discussion to partner with the Northwest Development Corporation with this department to ensure that funds are set aside for post-settlement. 13 conservation areas are affected by land claims in the Northwest, out of which 5 which are in the protected areas. We are guided by the Cabinet memo, the MOU settlement agreement, and the co-management agreement as signed. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the two entities being the Northwest Development Corporation and the Department of Land and Rural Development will sign a service level agreement to ensure that there are income-generating activities through the appropriate enterprise created to venture into the tourism promotion and agro-processing. This initiative will go a long way. It will go a long way towards acceleration of the fruition of the land restitution into the hands of our people to realize their dreams that were shattered by the notorious 1913 Land Act. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we are further in agreement that as part of the industrialization program of the province, we will assist in completing the maize meal agro-processing project in Springbok Pan, where our communities will once again be given opportunity to grow, to store and process maize consumption and for consumption and training. In addition to the intervention listed, the department will be implementing a number of projects across the province. Amongst those is to bring the SEZ into operation. Following concerns raised by the previous cabinet on our application for the license, we have now addressed all the concerns and have resubmitted. We are confident that the Minister, Honorable Parkster, will bring a relief to us in this case. Honorable Chair of Chairs, today in this August House, I'm pleased to note that Budirelo Industrial Township, which was our bait for the license, is revitalized and is 98% occupied. The infrastructure repairs on the 80 hectares of the land is underway in preparation for the additional occupation of the business that expressed interest to invest. In addition, the zoning is completed. A total of 13 new investment in the pipeline with a potential investment of 163.591 billion has the possibility to create 19,000 jobs. There is a commitment from the Department of Roads and Public Works and Central to upgrade roads leading to Pilanesberg Airport and through the SEZ to the border of Botswana respectively. We are without doubt that we are ready for the license. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the small business remain a beacon of economies worldwide as the driving force of the economic growth, the catalyst of the innovation and entrepreneurship. In this regard, we will embark on numerous programs to support this sector, particularly in townships and villages as part of stimulating townships and village economies. In this financial year, our focus will be on the micro retailers or tuck shop as we have come to know them. Our starting point will be to position these retailers to take advantage of the 1 billion government expenditure on grant. Honorable Chair of Chairs, an opportunity is about following the closure of the SASSA pay points in the province, and our grants recipients need closer, reliable, and efficient grocery stores to shop. Withdraw minimum cash and use vouchers supplied by SASSA. The tax shop in township and villages face fierce competition, and the sector is completely dominated by non-South Africans. The department through the NWDC and SASSA will work with other entities such as your CEDA, NYDA, and DA, SIFA, and the National Department of Small Businesses to strengthen the tax shop sector in townships and villages. Honorable Speaker, following a selection criterion that is based on business regulation and other policies, qualifying tax shops will be provided with stock, appropriate technology, and the properly built structures. This will help them to improve their market share in the sector. They should, and they will be able to serve our elders with efficient services as well as the quality and unexpired products. The economic spin-offs related to this intervention is huge and will accrue to the other businesses in the economy, particularly to those in food processing sector. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we all know that government has set aside policy to procure goods and services from small business owned by certain designated groups. As a department, we will make it part of our business to create and empower SMMEs. Successful bidders led by women, youth, and people with disability will receive the bridging finances and support on areas such as business management skills, coaching, and aftercare. We also do all we can to bring entrepreneurial support services closer to our small, medium, micro enterprises where they operate through the NWDC outlets. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the Northwest Gambling Board will contribute to the economic growth of the province through SMME participation and the issuance of the request of the applications of new entrants within the limited payout machines and bingos. The Gambling Board will continue to require from the licensees to contribute and empower previously disadvantaged individuals through participation and shareholding in the licensed entities. The department has set aside 63.3 million for supporting SMMEs. Part of these funds will go towards completion of the 30 bakeries across the province, the informal traders, and the incubation hubs. Honorable Speaker, the MEC has already engaged with the stakeholders in the gambling industry. In heading to their call, we have concluded the implementation of the response to the existing Concord ruling, and we have already tabled the Northwest Gambling Bill as well as the Northwest Gambling and Betting Tax Bill. Honorable Chair of Chairs, nothing has changed. The Northwest Province is still a gateway to Africa and the globe. The department will continue to complete the quality investment from other parts of the country and the globe. Honorable Speaker, I want this August House to know that the province owns investment properties through the Northwest Development Corporation. Some of these properties are located outside the province in Gauteng, in Mpumalanga, and Northern Cape. We're of the view that we can generate more revenue beyond covering operational costs of these entities. However, the entity will need recapitalization funds as financial support to revitalize the building infrastructure, as most of them are very old and some are more than 30 years old and deteriorating at an alarming rate. We will be engaging Gauteng and Tshwane municipalities with a view to engage on a joint submission to the Presidential Infrastructure Coordinating Council for the industrial township revitalization to be included as part of the economic recovery plan, given the potential of the industrial parks located in Moretele, Mokwasi, and Harankua in reducing unemployment and poverty, particularly in Babelegi and Hammanskraal. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the completion of Manyani Game Reserve infrastructure development, the construction is underway and the project is 30%. The planning and implementation of Mahikeng Hotel School, the infrastructure development, the PSPs are appointed and the scoping of work is underway. The renovation of Mahikeng Museum will incorporate the Solplaki Museum. This at practical completion and obtained in June 2024. The Lihurusi bed and trophy hunting, the construction is underway and the practical completion by the 31st August. The Pilanesberg Nature Reserve Road Network upgrades, the PSPs are appointed and the scoping of the work is underway. Honorable Chair of Chairs, I'm pleased to report that the refurbishment of the Town Hotel School and the conference center, which was planned over a 7-year cycle, is almost complete. 5 of the phases of the projects are complete and operational, and the 2 will be completed this financial year. Our Chair of Chairs, it is important also to focus on the biodiversity economy. The new industry and investment promotion enjoins us to take advantage of the abundance of the ecotourism potential in the province. The department has started to earnestly transform our protected areas and to activate our rich biodiversity economy sector. This sector holds the potential to contribute meaningful to the economic development and the livelihood support of the people of the Northwest. According to Sanbi et al., biodiversity economy sector is sustaining at least 418 jobs, with the majority of such found in the far-flung areas. And it is further emphasized that the value of ecosystem services provided by South Africa's terrestrial freshwater habitats are worth at least 275 billion per annum to South Africa's economy. Honorable Chair of Chairs, working with the National Department of Forestry, Fishery and Environment, we were able to review a number of policy and legislative instruments, and in order to create an enabling environment for the biodiversity sector to realize its potential. Amongst these instruments include the Cabinet approved the white paper on conservation, the sustainable use, which is anchored on 4 key goals of conservation. Honorable Chair of Chairs, this approval of the white paper therefore necessitates the need to review without delay our own ordinances, including the Nature and the Environmental Conservation Ordinance 19 of 74 and the Nature Conservation Ordinance 12 of 1983, and no moment should be spared, but to take review process in earnest. This will be preceded by the publication of the finalization and publication of the Northwest Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan 2030, of which the process has already taken its good shape. The MEC has already engaged the stakeholders of this industry, and their genuine inputs are well received and will be taken care of. The Northwest Province will therefore not be left behind in tapping into the biodiversity economy potentials. I'm happy to announce that our limited resources and working with our traditional authorities, the Provincial House of Traditional Leaders and Stakeholders, we will be piloting one community ranger program, and through this program, we will be able to create job opportunities of at least 1,000 young people whose job will be entirely based on their respective villages. Honorable Chair of Chairs, building on our strength and incongruent to the national initiative to develop biodiversity mega hubs across the South Africa, the Northwest Province will become a home of the 2 biodiversity beneficiation mega hubs of South Africa. Through this noble initiative, the Northwest will be able to tap thousands of tons of wildlife derivatives such as the animal skin, the hides currently being exported in raw form, and create local industries that will generate jobs for SMMEs whilst producing proudly South African products. Honorable Speaker, in order to fully optimize the wildlife endowment of the Northwest Province, we will dedicate this financial year and part of the next financial year to develop a comprehensive study and costed business plan for biodiversity mega hubs, initiatives that will open widely the possibilities of use of the ivory and the rhino horn stockpiles for curio and ornaments for international markets, which in their current raw form, such products would not be permissible for export into such markets. On game meat, more accessible to all citizens of the province, and ensure that we create business opportunities for the emerging game farmers as we ramp up transformation of the wildlife industry. Honorable Chair of Chairs, time is now. The Premier of the Northwest has ordered, Ronald Tladirakgas, we will continue to accelerate transformation of the wildlife industry by implementing the game donation program, where previously disadvantaged individuals and communal agroecological landscape suitable for game meat production will be optimized to participate meaningfully in the wildlife industry. Furthermore, to unlock the bioprospecting potential, the department will upscale the existing indigenous medicinal plants propagation project in Khanyisa and Lokale village, with expanded focus on the propagation of the devil's claw and the cancer bush species that are currently harvested from rural areas of Dr. Ruth Romutsi Mompati and exported raw mainly into the European countries. A semi-fledged agro-processing hub will be established in Kagisano Molopo municipality as a pilot template towards value chain enhancement for medicinal plant product. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we have already indicated that the department cannot wait to see dreams of our people that were postponed since 1913.
Honorable MEC, you are left with 3 minutes.
We call for a warm working relations and stability in our CPAs. Honorable Chair of Chairs, you may allow me to use this platform to inform the communities around the protected areas of Madikwe, Burakalo, Baburspan, Bapolomiti, Valkhafal, Pilanesberg, and RKM that we are on our way to make sure that your children benefit from the parks hosting lions and rhinos, buffaloes, and leopards. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the department, during the past financial year, the Auditor General raised some concerns related to good governance in the department. A further perspective on effective and good governance will be implemented to ensure sustainable shareholder compact is signed by all the entities. The shareholder compact will promote accountability, integrity, and professionalism, and will also ensure that they take responsibility for their decision and actions to pursue the department's mandate. The department's failure to have an organizational structure that responds to service delivery plan during this financial year affected us to bridge the gap of adhering to the legal framework. Honorable Chair of Chairs, furthermore, cooperative and good governance will be achieved through the review of the passing of the following legislation: the Northwest Business Licensing Act, the Northwest Consumer Affairs Bill, the Northwest Gambling Act, the Northwest Development Corporate, the Biodiversity Management and Conservation Act, the Northwest Liquor Licensing Act. And Honorable Chair of Chairs, the Golden Leopards Resort, as a subsidiary of the Northwest Park and Tourism, is facing immense challenges, but the turnaround strategy will soon be implemented to mitigate this problem. We apologize for the inconvenience that we have caused to this 300 employees of GLR. The MEC has already set aside days that we will consult so that we bring this to a solution. Honorable Chair of Chairs, in order to make sure that tourism industry keep up to date with the current trends, 30 tour operators will be trained in different skills that include online marketing strategies in addressing quality services, and assurance to the department will be training 50 SMMEs. We also bring to your August House, Chair of Chairs, that 5,600 people, especially youth, women, and people with disability in farming, will be to produce various agricultural produce in Dr. KK through the partnership with Lila Farm, which is a rollout project that has already been developed between the Department of Labor and NWDC. Chair of Chairs, to thank my political party, the ANC, for expressing confidence in my leadership by bestowing in me the responsibility of leading this very important portfolio. The Premier of the North, Ntate Mokhosi, for the trust he has shown in me. And let me also appreciate my fellow comrades, both the Executive Committee and the Legislature, for cooperation that is aimed at enabling us to reach objective of the National Democratic Revolution. Lastly, Chair of Chairs, but not least, let me thank my family, especially my husband, for the support, and God Almighty for guidance when the going gets tough. I always want to thank the acting HOD, Mele Budiale, and the staff at DDEC and its entities for the warm welcome. I'm looking forward to a productive working environment with all of you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Now I will call up the chairperson of the committee, Honorable Kuno.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair of Chairs. Let me take this opportunity to greet the Honorable Premier, the MEC, fellow members of the legislature, Bahaisu, Babukonobu Pirima. The MEC's, we welcome the MEC's budget speech, and it's important to take note that this budget speech is presented during a very difficult time for the Northwest Province. Like the MEC has indicated, all the major economic indicators for our province are extremely worrying. The MEC mentions the latest quarterly labor force surveys, which indicates that for all practical purposes, the unemployment rate in Northwest sitting at 53%. If you understand that clearly, is that there's more adult people in Northwest who are out of work than those who are in any form of employment. So the 53% is also people who have given up. They are no longer looking for work. That's how dire that situation is. As you gather here, Honorable Premier, the head count of poverty in Northwest sits at 59%. As you gather here, like the MEC has indicated, the only way to describe it is a bloodbath in terms of job losses in the mining industry. What is even more worrying, Honorable Premier and MEC, is that the outlook, considering that mining contributes about 30% to our GDP, the outlook in the next 5 years is not that good. What makes that outlook a bit bleak is the fact that we are facing a revolution in the motor industry, the advent of electric cars. As you know, that platinum is widely used in auto catalytic converters. So if the world is moving towards platinum, towards electric cars, it means that there'll be less consumption of platinum, which can only mean more job losses for the Northwest. So the challenge in Northwest is that how do we work with the industry to diversify the use of platinum? So the talk, Honorable Premier, of a University of Mining Technology is very, very important, because it will help us on this quest that we can stem the outlook of job losses in the medium term. Now, the key question for the department is that, considering that we have a GDP, provincial GDP of 513 billion, how do we position this department so that it plays a very key role in growing this GDP, which is sitting at 513 billion, grow this GDP so that we can move with speed to reduce unemployment, move with speed to deal with the levels of poverty and so on and so forth. So we met with the department on the 18th of July. We had a very, very fruitful engagement. We have absolute confidence in the MEC and the officials there. We believe that with the support of the legislature, of the executive, they will do well. Now, in terms of the APP of the department and their budget, they have a number of very important programs. The first one is Integrated Economic Development Services, which seeks to contribute to the creation of an enabling business.
If you look at the SME sector in the Northwest, particularly just give an example of tax shops. The tax shops in our province have been completely taken over by foreign. They've wiped up our small SMMEs. They are also taking out much important revenue. So we hope that in your programs, working together with municipalities, you'll pay attention, in particular to protecting our SMMEs against competition from foreign operators. The next program of the department is on trade and sector development, whose outcome is to improve competitiveness
of key targeted sectors in the province. The fourth program of the department, which we support, is in enabling regulatory environment that supports economic growth. The fifth program is on economic planning, which seeks to lead an integrated provincial planning through evidence-based research. The last program I want to highlight from the briefing, from the session with the department on the 18th of July, is on tourism. And this seeks to ensure that Northwest Province becomes the leading tourism destination in the country. In terms of the budget of the department as presented by the MEC of 982,163,000, we believe that this budget is progressive. If you look at the outlook in the medium-term expenditure framework, we believe that it will go a long way in supporting all of the programs presented in the annual performance plan. Moving quickly to the Northwest Gambling Board, we're extremely worried about all of the entities within the department. All of them are not doing well. Northwest Gambling Board, there's 3 board members. The MEC gave us a briefing that she's actually got to restructure and put in place a new board. There's a process plan which the MEC has put in place. She'll be presenting that before the portfolio committee so that we can restore this board to proper governance and so that it can enable the department in this journey of inclusive growth and job creation. We've got a number of programs such as investigations and licensing, gambling control. We've also noted that there's a few bills. There was a provincial bill which has parts thereof has been set aside by the Constitutional Court. We will support the department in retabling that bill because if you don't complete that exercise, it impacts on revenue collection of that entity. In terms of the Northwest Development Corporation, which we believe is a jewel in the crown, also big issues there of corporate governance. Once more, the MEC was quite clear that they are moving with speed to put in place a new board which will respond to the challenges of this very, very important entity. In terms of core business programs of the department, just a few of this entity to highlight. First program is on property development and management. The entity has not done well, that's one of the reasons why the MEC has requested that they want to retable this APP because some of the indicators are not correct. We have agreed with that so that this entity can really function to the optimum. In terms of SMME development, it's another key focus area of this entity. There's a number of very important initiatives which the MEC has already alluded to. The next program is on trade and investment facilitation. And then moving to program number 5, which is the Bojanala SEZ. The Premier talked about it yesterday, and I think we are a lot more optimistic about this journey of finally getting this SEZ ongoing. It will help MEC with the much needed objective of the province to diversify and benefit and ensure that there's proper beneficiation of platinum, which is sitting at only about 10% at the moment. The next important program is on the Signal Hill Development Program. We are happy of new initiatives by the MEC and the department to get this project also on track. If you look at the cash flow projections of this entity in the medium term, it's quite promising. It's growing from 604.
Honorable Chairperson, while you are wrapping up, you left with 1 minute.
Moving forward to the last entity, the Northwest Parks and Tourism. Once more, we welcome all the programs that were presented by the department to ensure that we can grow tourism in the Northwest. We can ensure that Northwest does really become a premier tourist destination in the country. We Also, as the portfolio committee supported their budget outlook and generally support the budget, the APP, and all initiatives by this vibrant MEC and the department. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson of the committee. Does the House adopt the report? No, thank you very much, honorable members. Now I'm going to call Honorable Dikolo Mela, 10 minutes. No, before, Honorable, my apology, Honorable Makhakhane, you have 8 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, Medes Bomohono, Honorable Premier, Lazarus Mukhosi, Honorable Chair of Committees, Mete Bohomodise, Honorable Members of the Executive Council, Honorable Members of the Provincial Legislature, Mahosi Arona Atutakhang, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Dumelang. Honorable Chairperson of Committees, as we continue to celebrate Nelson Mandela Month, we need to revise our economic thinking to give full value of our natural resources, and this in honor of the former president. In honor of our former president, we need a revised economic development plan and must stabilize both in theory and practice of the free market. The ANC economic plans are grounded and driven on common ground with our social partners, which being labor, business, and community organizations. We remain committed to building a social compact to decisively address youth unemployment and poverty. Working with all social partners, we'll take a united action to accelerate economic recovery and reconstruction, ensure that social services are provided to our people of our province, leaving no one behind. We ought to decisively confront the economic crisis before us and create sustainable solutions for stability and development. In combating these challenges of the triple challenges of unemployment, poverty, and inequality, we need to touch every life from all corners of our province, from Dipudi in Dr. RSM, Tikhane in Dr. KK, Mohopa in Ngamudiri Mulema, and Nongeba in Bojanala. No one will be left behind. In taking united action to defend our freedom and advancing better lives for all, the department should employ and implement resolutions of the provincial job and youth summits aimed at building consensus and compacts on growing the economy in order to create the much needed jobs to diffuse the ticking time bomb on our hands, youth unemployment, and better living conditions of our people. Chairperson of committees, while noting the significant strides made by the department to provide integrated economic development services to among others, enterprises, startup business, and youth enrolled into business advisory skills program. There must be an increase in take of unemployed youth for the provision of valuable technical skills in the construction roads NQF3 and placing them on road repair programs in partnership with the Department of Public Works. We must continue to focus on diffusing the ticking time bomb of youth unemployment and need to employ the district development model to employ communities through cooperative-based community economic development. The ANC-led government must take united action to defend our freedom. And in this regard, we would want to see removing of red tape, especially when it comes to the SME ecosystem. The President recently assented the National Small Enterprise Amendment Act. In appreciation of this, to seek to integrate support for SMMEs and also give support for SMMEs pre-investment and post-investment support, leading to the creation of a one-stop shop in supporting SMMEs. This must be utilized by the department and ensuring that our SMMEs get all the support. And we believe that this will make a significant impact in our province. The ANC implores the department to improve and increase the number of beneficiaries to contribute towards creation of an enabling environment that empowers small businesses and entrepreneurs to develop, grow, and create jobs across all municipalities. Whereas we we notably recognize the efforts made by the department to create job opportunities for young people. We still need to see for the department taking more strides to implement the automotive skills development program, to empower more young people in the province. We welcome the partnership with AIDC, Automotive Industrial Development, and the district municipality to establish automotive hubs across the province, acknowledging that we need to expand our automotive industry in the province. We too could be at the same levels as the Eastern Capes of this country. The budget set aside by the department to stimulate economic growth in the province, which will create more sustainable jobs opportunities, especially for the youth, people living with disabilities and women, through an increased support mechanism for SMMEs, primarily in townships and rural areas. The NC also welcomes the budget earmarked for SME and cooperative support, providing small business enterprise with business development support services, enhanced growth acceleration, including access to market, product development, and skills development. In taking united action, we also believe that the government must continue supporting and facilitating participation of communities in the township and rural economies. As oversight, the ANC also commends the department's launch of the Latela Molao campaign as a prompt response to the outcry that we've had in our province for the longest time of expired goods that are being sold at different tuck shops. Through the campaign, the department has inspected more than 100 shops in the last 3 months and has confirmed that
2 minutes left, honorable member.
Thank you. That indeed expired goods were being sold. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we hope the department takes advantage of the national funding to protect local general dealers, as the MEC was mentioning that there are no local South Africans in this industry. And in line with the growing and contributing to the growth of the economy, the plans to support SASSA in actually dispersing social assistance through local general dealers. We hope that they do take advantage of this grant from national. In conclusion, Chair of Chairs, the African National Congress reiterates that economic recovery begins with providing necessary support to all small business and encouraging consumers to continue to buy locally produced goods. As I stand before you here, I am wearing something from one of our best designers in the province, who is actually world-renowned, Gert Johan Coetzee, a boy from Koster in the Northwest. Also a product of the Northwest Design School in Klerksdorp. I hope that all members will now start playing their part in wearing and using local products. We all have a part to play and inspire new ways in our province. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the African National Congress supports the adoption of the budget vote of the Department of Economic Development, Environment, Conservation and Tourism 2024-2025 to sustain united action to defend our freedom and advance a better life for all. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Magagane. Now I'll call Honorable Dikolomel from EFF. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Speaker, Medes Bomohono, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Koza, leaders of the EFF, led by Commissioner Shakes Boto in absentia, members of the executive, and then members of the Northwest Provincial Legislature, traditional leaders and community of Bokonbu Perima. Okay, Honorable Chair of Chairs, the Economic Freedom Fighters knows the annual performance plan and the inefficient 2020 economic development, environment, conservation, and tourism. This rejection is rooted in comprehensive analysis of the current economic strategies, their shortcomings, and pressing need for more effective, inclusive, and transformative policies. Programs supposed to stem from the economic
planning program have yielded no result. Thirdly, the EFF notes the lack of effective engagement between the MEC departmental entities and the planning, monitoring and evaluation directorate is troubling. The absence of clear indicators to guide oversight and accountability, such as the signing of shareholders' compact agreements, underscores a failure in ensuring the department's efficiency and effectiveness. Honorable Speaker, Chief Chairs, the EFF proposed that we must explore robust measures for assessing economic and social success, including economic value-added and social value-added tools. The Portfolio Committee must permit the retabling of the annual performance plan to incorporate relevant state of the province injunctions, eliminate indicators, duplication, and address Auditor General. The Northwest Gambling Board, established under the Northwest Gambling Act, is supposed to ensure effective regulatory services and contribute to socio-economic development. However, its continuing entanglement in cooperation undermines its mission. The Northwest Development Corporation, tasked with the support industrialization, attracting investment and generate revenue, is also failing to meet its objectives. Despite being self-funding, it has not lived up to its responsibilities in overcoming economic imbalances. This failure continues to hit hard on the general population of our province, in particularly the poor of the poorest. Honorable Chief Chairs, the EFF family believes that without transformative and decisive plan, our province's economic prospect will remain in a dysfunctional state, and this department will continue benefiting certain individuals who are related to the leaders of the ruling party, the province. We call for the department to urgently development and present both short-term and long-term economic strategies, ensuring that public employment programs and economic initiatives are effectively implemented. The current approach, marked by favoritism, corruption, and lack of accountability, is unacceptable. Chief Chairs, the economic freedom fighters call for a serious restructuring of this budget and APP until such a time the EFF rejects the budget of 2024 and demands immediate action to rectify the failings of this department. Until this issue are addressed and substantially improvements are made, we will continue to oppose this budget. Thank you, Honorable Chief Chair.
So thank you very much, Honorable Dikolomela. Now we'll call upon Honorable Steenkamp from DA. You have 8 minutes, Honorable Member.
Honorable Chair of Chairs, thank you so much. Today I rise not only as a representative of the Democratic Alliance, but as a deeply concerned citizen as well. We are here to debate the proposed annual performance plan and budget of the Department on Economic Development, Environment, Conservation and Tourism. However, the reality we face is that we cannot, in good conscience, do so, as the department requested the Portfolio Committee to be allowed a chance to go back to the drawing board and to resubmit a more focused and comprehensive APP. We welcome that, as the current APP is, quite frankly, not even close to adequate, nor is it in line with the national framework as has been laid out by Minister Deon George. It is therefore that we cannot support this budget vote. As the APP is going to be reworked, I'd like to delve into 10 of the glaring inadequacies and failures of the department that I truly hope will be addressed in detail. 1. Illegal landfills. Shockingly, not a single landfill in Northwest operates legally. This is not just a regulatory oversight, but a significant environmental hazard. Our land is being poisoned by the department's negligence, affecting the health and livelihoods of our citizens. As the late Wangari Maathai, Nobel Peace Prize laureate, once said, the environment and the economy are really two sides of the same coin. If we cannot sustain the environment, we cannot sustain ourselves.